Well, good morning. Good weekend for us out in California. I think our guys played probably as well as we've played all year long in all three phases, really. I think we pitched well, we swung the bats well, extremely well, and played outstanding defense. I think we made one error in 3 games out there. Scored, I believe, 22 runs and had 42 hits in 3 games, and once again pitched it very well. So all in all, it was a good weekend. We had good weather, and that may have, helped us a little bit with the offensively. Get a chance to break out. I think what we were most pleased with, though, is I think we showed some signs of making some adjustments finally. From one game to the next, even from one inning to the next, and even one, during the at-bat with a lot of guys, starting to make some adjustments, starting to feel a little bit more comfortable at the plate, and it really showed. We hit the ball all over the park. We hit a couple of home runs. We hit some doubles, and really, again, we were more threatening offensively than we have been all year long. So, very good weekend, and we got Oakland coming up this weekend. Oakland's a team that always plays hard. John Musacchio is a former assistant coach here at Michigan State and does a great job with that team. And they've had a tough schedule early on, especially, and so they're going to be ready to play. There are a lot of local guys, a lot of Michigan kids on that team, and our guys are very familiar with them, and vice versa. And so we know we're going to get their best effort, and like I said, John always has those guys playing hard. So weather permitting, we'll see what happens with the weather in the field and things of that nature. But looking forward to getting back into the state and hopefully playing at home this weekend. So questions? More, which is good to see, and I think they're starting to see some of the fruits of their labor, so to speak. I think coming in, especially with young guys. Everybody's been telling them how good they've been for a long time, even from the time they're 8 years old. And so it's tough to make those adjustments and to get them to understand that this is a different level. In order to be successful at this level, there are a lot of guys that need to do things differently than they did in high school. And I think some of those guys are really starting to buy into that and understanding the game a little bit more, how we're being pitched and, locations and counts and, where the breaking balls are being thrown and things like that. We've tried to self-scout ourselves a little bit, as well, and try to give our guys a little bit of a scouting report on themselves so they can understand why this is happening, and why a kid maybe hits a line drive right at the left fielder, and, why is the left fielder playing there? Well, the scouting report is out. And so I think we're starting to learn more a little bit about the game, and I think that's translating into the work ethic and guys understanding what they need to do to be successful, and then in turn it's starting to happen on the field, or at least it did last weekend. So hopefully we can kind of use that as a springboard to some further success. Blaze was a kid last year that really only played against left-handed pitchers, and was a kid that really had a hard time last year with the right-handed breaking ball, and he's come a long way, and he's really turned into our kind of our everyday DH right now. He caught 2 games out there. Joel Fisher was under the weather a little bit this weekend, so Blaze did a nice job behind the plate as well. But kind of understand. He's starting to understand a little bit more about his game and what it's going to take for him to be successful. And he's starting to understand, how pitchers, again, we're getting him out, and so it's been a fun one to watch. And Ryan Krill has been so close for a while now. And really, I think took another step forward last weekend. And he's trying to change his swing plane a little bit, and not, so that he's not such, he's a big, strong guy, and he hits a lot of singles for us. And if you're big and strong and you have a capability to hit doubles and you don't run very well, singles aren't going to help us a whole lot, And so he's starting to understand a little bit more about what it's going to take to hit the ball in the gap and really drive the baseball. And so again, both those guys, very good weekends. Hopefully that continues.